We discussed yesterday this out of the 4 kinds of mindfulness meditation, the Virana Nupassana Satipatthana, contemplation of feelings, both from the theoretical and practical aspects. Not to elaborate, not too brief, in a medium way. And also we discuss to note these feelings, whether they're good or bad or neutral. There are 3 kinds of feelings. If you are not mindful of feelings as feeling, or sensation as sensation, as good, good as good, bad as bad, neutral as neutral, then there's bound to be this chain of dependent origination in accordance with the doctrine, or the chain of dependent origination. Paticca Phassa Picca Virana. With contact as condition, there arises feeling or sensation. And Virana Picca Tuna. With feeling as condition, there arises this craving and so on. They all go on in a chain, in accordance with this chain of dependent origination. So if you're not mindful of these feelings, then you're bound to crave for, you're bound to be overcome by this tanha. There's bound to be this tanha arising in your mind. So as not to arouse this craving, you just activate your mindfulness. You just know good as good and bad as bad and neutral as neutral, as it is, as it arises, as it happens, in accordance with the method of Satipatthana. Knowing the nature of the sensations, such as when you experience unpleasant sensation, you long for pleasant sensation. That is one form of craving, tanha. And when you are experiencing pleasant sensation, you long for more and more pleasant sensations. That also is tanha, craving. And also when it comes to this neutral feeling, calm feeling, and you experience more and more calm feeling. That also is tanha, craving. So if you are not mindful, this craving, you are bound to crave for these objects. And if you crave, first there will be this weak form of craving, then you'll be led to a strong form of craving, grasping or clinging, upadana. And also you come to hold the view of atta. This is a wrong view. You will be overcome by this another negativity, namely view or wrong view. So then there will be longing for new becoming, in accordance with the doctrine of dependent origination, paticca. So yogis are noting the result, the effect, in other words. By noting the effect, one eradicates the cause, that is the maxim. The effect means all these results or things arising every moment are noted. And by noting this, you are eradicating the cause for new becoming. With one noting, there will be one eradication. 2 noting, 2 eradication. If you are not mindful, then you are bound to be led to new becoming. And this was just filling up the gap of yesterday's discourse. Okay. There are these 3 elements namely the base element, these materialities, sensitive elements, they are base elements, and you have these trigger elements, things which enter the focus of this eye, ear, and so on, such as visible objects and things like that. They are known as trigger elements, and as a result of this trigger elements striking the base, there results this ignition element in the form of seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, thinking, and so on. The initial result, we have two kinds of results: initial result and process result in the form of process or proceeding result. The initial result arises in the form of rebirth when we are born. This is our initial result, our initial consequence as coming into this world as a human being or whatever. And then this proceeding, the process after the initial result, is the hearing, seeing, tasting, touching, and all the activities, and some materialities are also involved. All these things are proceeding results. So there are two kinds of results: initial and process or proceeding. These process, resultant process, I might call it, or process resultant, whichever way you like it. They are also known as dukkha satya, the truth of suffering, and these have to be noted and known. Now we are noting this vedana. This is dukkha satya, which is to be noted and known. As the saying goes, phassa pacaya vedana. With contact as condition, there arises this feeling, vedana. And the base elements are ear, eye, or ear sensitivity, eye sensitivity. Or you may just say it just to be brief: eye, ear, nose, tongue, and the body, and all these things are base elements. And then whenever you see something, visible object, a sound, smell, odor, taste, flavor, and tangible object, all these things are striker elements, which strike the base. Hence they are called striker element, giving rise to ignition element. That is, just like you strike a match, it ignites. So also this ignition element in the form of these sense consciousness, seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, feeling, all these things are bound to arise. So long as there are these two bases, the two elements, base element and striker element, there's bound to be this ignition element, the result of this striker element striking the base element. And the ignition element in the form of seeing, hearing, all the sense consciousness, sense impressions are bound to arise. And also this feeling, good, bad, or neutral, becomes very obvious. And out of these, the mentality, the ignition element, three things are very obvious. First, the consciousness, that is seeing consciousness, hearing consciousness, and so on. Then there's the contact of the three, and then the feeling. So these three things are mentalities, nama. They're very obvious, and they are objects of meditation. They're things to be noted, and these things are resultants, as we have discussed, and they have to be noted and known at the moment of their arising. If you are not mindful, you will not be aware of the true nature of things. So, as the saying goes, ignorance brings about or breeds attachment, and knowledge detachment. So too, if you are not knowing, then you will not be knowing, then you will be ignorant. That will bring about attachment. Then from simple attachment to clinging, holding on, grasping, view. There are two kinds of clinging: view clinging. And so you can just compare clinging with sensuousness and clinging with wrong views. Wrong view in that you are thinking that all these things are atta, self, soul, and they are manageable, controllable, and all these things. And then this is atta, and atta is seeing, atta is hearing, self is hearing, I am hearing, things like that. So in this way, one holds a view of atta, self or soul, I, ego, sets in. So you have to note these three things: ignorance, craving, and clinging. These things are very obvious. These things make up the Kilesa group, the defilement group of defilements. Because the mind is very fast, you are not aware that such things are happening. That is ignorance, not knowing the truth. And because now you are not knowing, ignorance breeds attachment, you become attached. And from attachment, a strong attachment, clinging, grasping, and so on. And only when you note, you will be aware of all these things. And these three things, the group of these three things make up this avijjatana, upadana, make up Kilesa. The group of Kilesa, defilements, defilement group. And when these Kilesas arise, they are very hot, torturing. They can burn you. You will be on fire with these Kilesas. While they are happening, also they will torture you. And after effect also is not going to be very pleasant. You'll be left with burning sensation and all these disagreeable things. So the effect of this Kilesa is you will act, you will think, speak and act. In short, Kamma. Kamma will arise. Action will arise as a result of these Kilesas. Due to Kilesas, action arises. You act in terms of thinking, speaking and doing physically. And though they also are subject to impermanence in accordance with the law of sankhara, conditioning, they arise and pass away. However, they leave behind what is known as a potentiality to give rise to an effect, to give effect at some other time in the form of, say, new becoming, new existence. When you have done good things, good karma leads to good existence like a human being and so on. And if you do bad karma will lead you to states of loss or lower states, unwholesome destinies. And when you are reborn in new becoming, you will be ingrained again with this avijja, ignorance. And because of ignorant, you will become attached. Tana will arise, and tana you'll be led to, from tana, it will lead to upadana, strong craving, clinging, grasping. And in this way, you will be subject to this avijjatana, upadana, another round. And then this avijjatana, upadana, kilesa will lead to kamma actions. You will have to do actions in terms of thinking, speaking, and doing physically. So avijjatana, upadana leads to kamma actions, and actions lead to new becoming. In this way, this linkage of cause effect will go on as a round. In Pali, it is known as vata, or round, or cycle. This is a linkage of cause and effect. So this is how it goes round and round as a vata. This vata is the process of cause and effect. If we discuss in accordance with the method of this chain of dependent origination, Paticca Samuppada, it will be very elaborate. So we will just make it brief by talking in terms of the three things. Then it will be convincing, it will be understandable. Such as Kilesa, from Kilesa, there arises Kamma. Due to Kilesa, actions take place, Kamma, and due to actions, there are results, Vipaka. Because Kilesa also goes round and round, it is known as Kilesa Vata, which is made up of Avijja, Tanha, Upadana. It goes round and round continuously, like a fan above you. Maybe the fan is slower than that. This Vata round is much faster. Whether if you do actions, good or bad karma, this also will go round and round. Hence it is known as Kamma Vata. Karma, or the round of actions. And then as a result of the round of actions, there will arise this round of results, effects, Vipaka Vata. And this will also go round and round. So in this way there are three rounds, rotating continuously. And depending on that, depending on the Kilesa Vata, you do actions good or bad, Kamma Vata. And then this will lead to Vipaka Vata, the round of results. In this way, the three rounds, Kilesa, Kamma and Vipaka, will go round and round interdependently. They are intertwined. They are going continuously as cause and effect. This is a Kilesa Vata, cause and effect process. And we have this round of three rounds, Kilesa Vata, Kamma Vata and Vipaka Vata. And as a result of Kilesa, based on Kilesa, there arises this Kamma Vata. It's bound to happen. And because of karma actions, there will be this result, Vipaka, in the form of initial result and proceeding result, or result and process. That is, first initial result means rebirth consciousness at the time of rebirth. Then proceeding after rebirth, as a human being or any being, you will be doing things like seeing, hearing, tasting, touching. All these things are result and process results. And these two things make up one's existence, one's life. Then, once one is come into new becoming, existence, then one will bring with oneself this as a latent tendency, Avijja, Tanha, Upadana. Then again, because of this Avijja, Tanha, Upadana, Kilesa Vata, there will arise this initial result as a form of rebirth, and then the seeing, hearing, tasting, touching resultants process, and this mind-body process, psychophysical process, will become very obvious. And if one is not mindful, one will not know the true nature. If one does not know, then one will not be aware of the realities, such as not seeing the flaws of objects, and instead one thinks they are pleasurable, one thinks they are good and enjoyable. And because one is not mindful at the moment of arising, one will not be aware of the true nature of mind and body. So then there will arise again this Kilesa Vata, the round of defilements. And with this, as a result of this round of defilements, again you will be acting good or bad, kusala, akusala, leading to new becoming, new existence in the form of initial and process, and rotating like a fan, and this is how vata goes on. There is a cause or support or cause for the arising of Kilesa vata, a causative agent, you might say, which causes the development, causes the multiplication, or generates Kilesa vata, namely Kamma gunas, 5 causes sensual pleasures or sense pleasures, sensuous pleasures, Kamma gunas. These are the causes for the arising of Kilesa vata. Thinking that in the realm of human beings, sentient beings, these sensual pleasures, worldly pleasures, are the best for them, and they think they're good, so they enjoy it, enjoy seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, and so on, so that they feel good, comfortable, and they enjoy life, enjoy the sensual pleasures, which are the causes for Kilesa vata. And this is how it happens. Not seeing the flaws of the 5 causes of sensual pleasures, instead thinking that they are the real ones. There are 2 kinds of ignorance, not knowing. Simple unknowing, that is known in Pali as apatipati avijja. Not knowing as, not seeing the flaws as such. And another kind of ignorance, not only that, you think they are the real one, good one. That is in a positive way. This is Mecha Patipati Avijja. Not knowing, simple unknowing, and knowing in a wrong way. That is what it is. In Pali we have Apatipati Avijja and Mecha Patipati Avijja. Simple unknowing and misconception or wrongful knowing. Then this becomes a cause for this Kilesa vata. Then you enjoy these objects, and then you crave for better and better objects. Once you think they are good, then you are bound to crave for them. Not seeing the flaws of sensual pleasures, you tend to think that they are pleasurable, they are good. Then once you acquire them, you will want to grasp it, hold on to it. That is balavatana, strong form of powerful craving. After you have acquired it, you don't want to release it, you want to let it go. That happens. When that happens, you are said to be clinging or grasping, upadana. 2 kinds of upadana, clinging, sensuous clinging. Clinging by way of sensual pleasures, that they are good and they are pleasurable. And view clinging, that is clinging in terms of views, holding wrong views, that this is I am enjoying, I am seeing, things like that. In this way, you hold the view of atta, this is view clinging. So, not seeing the flaws in the right way, and thinking that they are good, misconception, you tend to crave for these objects. And then also thinking that it is I who is seeing, or who is enjoying And that amounts to atta, view clinging. So in this way, these sensual pleasures are the cause for Kilesa, vata, round of defilements. Whatever you do, whether it is kusala or akusala, people will do by way of body, by way of thought, speech and actions, if they think they are good. If one thinks it is good, then one will think, speak and act accordingly. If one thinks it is not good, then one will not think, speak or act. Even if one acts thinking that is good, later one may find it is bad. Then it is too late. Because you do something because you think it's good, then there is this feeling. If you do not note with the practice, with the method of Satipatthana, then you will not be aware of this feeling. Like we discussed yesterday, not be aware of the qualities of dukkha vedana, painful or unpleasant feeling, such as in terms of sabhava lakkhana, natural characteristic, in terms of its function and manifestation. That dukkha vedana tends to torture you, they are unbearable, and it also tends to make the associated mental states unpleasant. And the same thing with sukha vedana, good feeling, pleasant feeling. If you are not mindful of with the method of Satipatthana, not being aware or not being mindful of sukha vedana, not noting sukha vedana, you will not be aware of its qualities in terms of sabhava lakkhana, natural characteristic, rasa, function, or manifestation, Pachipatthana. That is its mental concomitants, associated mental states to shine bright, to be bright and clear. So in this way, you will not be aware of the nature of these vedanas, either it's dukkha vedana or sukha vedana. And when it comes to sukha vedana, pleasant sensation, it is quite, you feel it satisfying in your body and mind. If you are not mindful, then you will not be aware of the nature of these feelings. Then you will think they are good. If you think they are good, then you are bound to crave for them. As for the yogis, this thinking that expectation or thinking that is good, which is sanya, perception or recording, instead of this sanya, feeling, enjoying it, there will be penya. That's wisdom or knowledge. Because of mindfulness, you are led to penya instead of sanya, perception, recording or feeling. So if you cultivate knowledge, penya, then since you know the true nature of these feelings, vedana, if you are not aware of this, then you will be overcome by two kinds of ignorance that we have discussed, simple unknowing and misconception, or knowing in a wrong way. Simple unknowing, apatipati avijja, and knowing wrongly, misperception and misconception, will be miccha patipati avijja. So this, if you cultivate knowledge, these things will not have a chance to arise in your mind. So that there will be no kilesa vada rotating in you. Round of kilesa will not have a chance to arise. Because if you are not knowing the truth or knowing in the wrong way, then there will be craving. Now, because you know correctly, knowing the true nature of the feeling, and there will be no simple unknowing, there will be no misconception, wrongful, no unknowing. So there will be no tanha, no craving. If there's no craving, there will be no powerful craving in terms of this upadana clinging. There are two kinds of clinging. There is view clinging and sensuous clinging. Clinging in terms of clinging in a way, by way of sensuousness, and clinging by way of views, wrong views. Because you know the true nature, you know that there is no such thing as atta, there is no such thing as I who is enjoying. In this way, you will be able to overcome view clinging. So in this way, you are said to be stopping, or just stopping the round of this Kilesa, vata, which is made up of avijja, tanha, upadana. As you activate mindfulness, then this round will stop rotating. That is known as vivatta. This is how one stops the rotation of the Kilesa vata, the round of defilements. Suppose in your body there are these feelings, either good, bad or neutral, and if you are mindful at the moment of their arising with the method of satipatthana, knowing the true nature of this object, in this case feeling, there will be no craving, because no craving for better, good objects, good feeling, because you are experiencing bad one. And there will be no craving for better and better ones, because you are experiencing good feeling, good ones. And at higher stages of knowledge, you may come across this quiet, tranquil, balanced, equanimous feeling. And because you are noting it at the moment of its arising, there will be no craving for this quiet, calm, tranquil, equanimous feeling. So with one moment of noting, there will be one moment of eradication of tanha, one moment of freedom of tanha. 10 notings, 10 times, 100 notings, 100 moments, 100 times you will be free of tanha. Only when you have this craving, there will be strong craving in terms of upadana, clinging or grasping. Clinging, two kinds of clinging, as we discussed, sensuous clinging and view clinging. Now, knowing the true nature of the object, there will be no view, you won't entertain the view of atta, self or soul. That it is that there's no atta, self or soul, feeling it, experiencing this feeling. There's no such thing as I or you, he, she, man, woman, experiencing this feeling. And if there's no weak craving, there will be no strong craving. Because you are aware of the truth, there will be no, you won't hold the view of atta. Instead of atta, self or soul, there is just the nature. That is the nature of feeling. Because of the nature of feeling, in that, because of good object, there arises good feeling. Because of coming into contact with bad object or unpleasant object, there is unpleasant feeling. In this way, you will come to know just the cause and the effect, and there's no such thing as self or soul in it. Then, knowing this cause and effect, there will be no tanha, no upadana, no craving, no clinging or grasping. In this way, you are set to cut off this round of defilements, kilesa, vata, by not giving a chance for the round to arise. This is the practical aspect of this theory. Every time you are noting and knowing, being mindful and fully aware, the kilesa vata will stop rotating. If kilesa vata stop rotating, then kamma vata, round of action, also will stop rotating. Because you will not be doing any good, bad or neutral things. there will be no actions. Round of action will stop rotating. That means there will be no actions, let us say no physical actions such as killing, stealing, sexual misconduct and so on. There will be no akusala kamma, unskillful actions. Because of this absence of kilesa, the round of defilement, there will be no round of actions. And there will be no actions for ordinary actions leading to new existence. That is vadagami kusala. That means the kind of kusala which will lead you to the round of existence. That is vadagami kusala. That is ordinary, skillful, meritorious deeds. And you, because of the absence of kilesa vada, you will not be performing even this ordinary actions leading to the round of existence. Vadagami kusala kamma. So, what kind of kusala will you do? You will be performing adi, what is known as adi kusala, supreme, highly lofty, meritorious deeds or skillful deeds, such as the bhavana kusala, the practice of meditation, which is kusala, kind of kusala by practicing meditation. Only this bhavana kusala will happen. So that will not lead to the conditioned phenomena, conditioned existence, because that is the difference. Doesn't lead to the conditioned existence because of bhavana kusala, and that is the difference between doing ordinary kusala and bhavana kusala. So this is the result of satipatthana kusala. And because you are not doing either ordinary good deeds or bad deeds, no akusala or kusala, ordinary ones, you will not be led to vipaka, the round of results. So that with the cutting off of the kilesa round, or round of defilements, then the round of actions will also stop rotating, and so will be the round of results. In this way, the triple round will stop rotating. On the other hand, as a corollary, if this doesn't happen, if the round is not cut off because of kilesa vada, the kamma vada action, the round of action also will rotate, and so will be the round of results in the form of new existences. And once you come into existence and a new becoming, then there will be this avijjatana in you as a latent tendency. And you'll be bringing along with you this avijja and tana, which leading to the round of kilesa vada, the round of defilement again. Now you are doing this satipatthana bhavana kusala, practice of meditation. Satipatthana, this is vivattagami kusala, as different from vattagami. As for vattagami, this leads to the round of existence, that is ordinary deeds, good or bad. But now you are practicing bhavana kusala, meditation. That will lead to the exit, or the not going into the wrong, you must say, known as vivattagami kusala, the opposite of vattagami kusala, absence of wrong, or going out of the wrong, going out of the round, not wrong, round, going out of the round, the three rounds, the triple round, the cycle. So this is how the one cuts off the round, and this is because you are mindful of every arising, and knowing the flaws of the objects that you note, not seeing that they are good or you don't expect good things. You are knowing the truth in this way. Otherwise, if you are not mindful, the round will go on rotating. So that is the difference. If you practice Satipatthana, and the round will stop rotating. If you do not do so, the round will go on rotating. And that is the difference. Now we shall discuss this, give you the analogy in the form of a tree to compare with the round, the triple round, how they relate, how they compare to each other. Let us say that is this. Let us take the example of a fruiting tree, a tree which can bear fruit. The entire tree, from the root up to the top, has this so-called sap of the tree, the sap, and you will accept that. Due to this sap of the tree grows, and in time the tree will bear blossom, flowers, and then bear fruit. And this fruit will contain the seed or seeds, which have the potentiality for further growth of trees, similar trees, generation of trees. So, and there are also these supporting elements such as soil, water, the oxygen from the air, the sunlight, and so on. All these things are another means of support to the formation of sap. It generates sap. So as much as it generates sap, it will diffuse throughout the whole tree and let the tree grow healthy with green leaves and everything. And in time, it will blossom and bear fruit. And when the fruit comes out, there will be these seeds. And this seed will not just disappear. In a seed is this potentiality for further generation of tree in the form of, if you grow it, you put it in the soil, and under the favorable conditions, just water it and good soil, you just put the seed in the soil, then it's bound to sprout if it's a viable seed. And then the sapling will come out, and then the tree will grow and bear fruit or blossom flowers. Again, this fruit will contain seed, which has the potentiality for further growth, further generation of trees. So let us now take the example of this, take the case of a being, that is a human being. There is this sap in the form of Kilesa vata. This Kilesa sap exists diffused throughout the body, throughout the human being. Then as a result of this Kilesa sap, the defilement sap, the Kamma, the fruit in the form of Kamma actions will take place. It's going to bear fruit in time. Then this fruit will contain seed, which has the potentiality for further generation of trees. That also we can compare with Vipaka Vata, the round of results. If you uproot it, let us say, or by gardening and whatnot, you know how to, of course, killing the tree is against the environmentalists. They don't want to kill the trees. So let us say you want to kill a tree. This is example, not in practice. Then if you kill it, then these supporting elements like soil and everything will not support anything, will not support sap. The sap will eventually dry up and the tree will die. And there will be no more generation of trees. So yogis are practicing vipassana or satipatthana. They're drying up the sap of kilesas every time they are noting, gradually, by and by. And because this sap of kilesa can give rise to the fruit of Kamma and the generation of vipaka, existence, new becomings. If there is no sap of kilesas, then there will be no fruit of Kamma fruit, and there will be no generation or new potential generation of new existences, vipaka, and the round will stop rotating. So in this way you can compare the tree and all these aspects, Kilesa vada, Kamma vada, Vipaka vada, as the sap and the fruit and the seeds and the potentiality and the supporting elements and the form. Supporting elements, compare the supporting elements with the sensual pleasures which support the sap of kilesas. And this is killing the uprooting of the tree, is the practice of vipassana, satipatthana. So this kilesa vata arises as a result of these sensual pleasures, worldly pleasures, kama gunas. So to cut this round, to eradicate this, one has got to be mindful at the moment of seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, where this kilesa vata can arise. The defilements can arise at the moment of seeing, hearing, tasting, touching. That is the location or site of kilesas. So with the method of satipatthana, you are mindful, then you will be aware of these elements, the three elements, base element, striker element, and ignition elements, how they happen, and you'll be aware of that. You'll be aware of this mind and body and the conditionality and the universal marks of existence. As much as you are mindful, you will be cultivating knowledge, and with one moment of mindfulness, you'll be trying up one moment of kilesa, or one time kilesa, one time noting, one time drying up of kilesa. In this way, you are like girdling, uprooting the existence, like girdling the tree. So this one you are doing this girdling to uproot, to gradually let the tree die. You are not doing for nothing, just not wasting it, but this is for the end of suffering, existential suffering. So for this purpose we are doing it. When you are performing these good, bad karmas, they give rise to good, bad consequences or results, and normally it is very difficult to believe it, not easy to believe. At one time in this connection, this King Miranda asked this question to Elder Nagasena. Venerable Sir, in this life, mind and body, you do good and bad karmas, kusala karma, akusala karma, and this will bring about consequences in terms of good and bad results, and it is said like that. So when the person dies and reborn in another life, where are these things located? This good and bad karmas, actions. Where are they? Where are they located? Where are they lying? Where are they situated? Can you show where they are? Putting him on the spot. And the elder answered, well, of course, I cannot show you. I cannot demonstrate. but I can show you with example. Can you show an example? Yes, I can show with examples. So the elder gave the example of the tree. Now the tree which is just not bearing any fruit, but the time has come, when the time comes for bearing the fruit, and because the sap is the sap is diffused throughout the tree, and it will bear fruit. So one cannot say where the potentiality of this sap, or potentiality of new growth, potentiality of giving rise to a new generation of tree, where is it located? It is difficult to show. Whether it is in the root, or in the branch, and in the twig, or in the leaf, or in the flower, one cannot show it. But when the time comes for the tree to bear fruit, it will bear fruit. It will blossom, flowers and things like that. So too with the sanctity, continuity of one's existence. There's 3 rounds: Kilesa Vata, Kamma Vata, Vikama Vata, the triple round are rotating, and with the cause of effect process. So long as these 3 rounds are rotating, especially so long as the Kilesa Vata, the round of defilement, is rotating, the Kilesa sap is rotating, there's bound to be this resultant in the form of this good and bad karma, good and bad actions leading to good and bad results. That is new generation of tree. So then the king replied, Bhivamsa, it is quite reasonable. Time is up now. Sadhu.